Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. It is I, Gregory Puff, hanging out here with Dark Moon EX. Guys, we are doing our Week 5 Duckling Boot Camp Reveal / Week 2 Platypus Party race thing, whatever it is.
Race thing is great, yeah.
Race thing is good. That is what we're doing right now, guys. If you are a new runner and you want to learn how to play this game, we are in week 5 of teaching newer players how to play the game. We have a race right here. These guys are not quite pros. They're not quite newer players. And they're going to show us the flags that we are revealing tonight.
Yeah, well, there we go. Yes. Hey, professionalism.
So I'm going to go on ahead and hop over to Darkmoon, and he will go on ahead and get our, reveal stream going.
Yes, we have this up and rolling. We got the flags up. We're going to be looking. Got the goal tab up, and it looks like all the same usual stuff. It just plus Topher exit. Yep. So, you guys are used to that at this point. There's an exit. It's inserted into Topher, so you can leave if you want to. You're good.
Yep.
So.
And so as far as scaling goes, pretty standard stuff, 30 to 320, 70 to 150 for enemies and bosses. Our encounter rate is a little bit lower because I'll explain that in a moment, but it is just lower. That's all you need to know.
And this was actually brought up, this was brought up this current week. I wanted to answer something that a Duckling asked. They had a seed where, so things are set 40-50 right here. You'll see 40% of the original encounter rate on the overworld, 50% on dungeons, which we say when you do something like this, slightly adjusted like this, it's going to be about the same on the overworld and in dungeons. You'll see more or less the same encounters because the dungeon encounter rate in the vanilla game is lower than the overworld encounter rate. So keeping it a little higher means they should be on par. It will not always be exact. One of the Ducklings had an encounter like a hero run on the overworld, but 2 steps in on that same run in a dungeon, they got an encounter. And that's just because they don't line up 1-to-1 when you do 40-50 or 60-70 or something like that. So it'll be close, but it won't always be the same. Gregory?
Yeah, I mean, you already said what I was just going to say there.
Oh, okay.
Our experience is, slightly boosted as it has been. But we have lowered our EXP and gold progressive scaling to 5% per key item as opposed to 10% per key item. So you're getting half as much experience per key item than we had been getting up until this point. Another thing we have done is we have turned off the EXP chest conversion. So that is turned off. You will no longer be able to get experience in chests. So just your standard gold stuff.
Gotta fight
them. Incentive locations.
It's going. There we go.
Yeah, our incentive locations. Today, we still have the same 21 locations and 21 items, but we switched out Earth for Volcano, and we switched out Canaria Locked for Titan's Trove. And I'll explain why we did that stuff further on once we get through the meat of the flags, but that's just what we have. So the Volcano floor, instead of... it's where the red...
Dragon.
The flame, Red Dragon, the flame armor chest is, as you can see there on the tooltip there. And Titan's Trove is just the far left chest in the Titan's room.
Yeah.
So you will need the ruby to get to it.
So if you don't know what the red D chest is, as Gregory said, it's this room right here. It's the room right above Carrie's room on the floor that you're on. You'll have the Red Dragon right here where this, I think it's Red Mage is standing. And then right here at the entrance into these candles is an Agama tile. With shuffle tiles, they won't necessarily be that, but that's what it is in the vanilla game.
Yep. And then, that's pretty much it. Pretty much everything else is the same. You got a masa in the incentive pool and a ribbon, and those things will give you the incentive jingle when you pick it up. So no more Schrodinger's ribbon from way back when.
Yep.
And then, our overworld stuff, we still got the early open progression turned on. Nothing crazy going on here. But this is where things get a little crazy. We have entrances and floors shuffled.
Spicy.
So, yes, exactly. So remember when I said I lowered the encounter rate for a reason and I have the incentive locations the way that they are for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I lowered the encounter rate because entrance floor shuffle can be kind of intimidating at times, and it's best if you don't get so many random encounters all over the place so you can kind of figure out your way through these dungeons, because literally an entrance will lead to a different floor and then a different floor and so forth and so on, and it will eventually end somewhere.
Yep.
Some sort of ending, whether it's, you know, a fiend battle, whether it's a Cardia ending, whether it's, you know, Elfland Castle or Northwest Castle or
Waterfall.
Canaria Castle or Waterfall,
Yep.
or something like that, or the Ice Cave Major.
Ordeals even, I think.
No, Ordeals is always on the top floor.
Is it? I thought it could
I
be.
think so.
Maybe I'm just thinking wrong. You're good.
Yeah.
My bad.
So, you know, we lowered those encounter rates for that, and then I mentioned earlier on the incentives that I made certain things incentive because that is better for entrance floor shuffle for those particular places, because you can run into mermaids instantly on like the first floor of something, and then there's your incentive item right there. Whereas like you don't want to have to dive a deep dungeon and then dive half of Earth 3 without a rod just to pick up your incentive item. That's kind of lame. So we got rid of that.
Yeah.
And we did the Titans because of the same reason. You can find the wormhole, so the ruby is kind of like useful in that.
Yeah.
That you can either find east or west of Titans, and then that ruby leads you to another key item.
Well,
so that's why I decided to choose those two locations.
Well, and you're likely to find it more often too early, because it does seem like with Titans, like with just the shuffled entrances and floors, Titan's Trove tends to show up really earlier around the Circle C, at least one half of it. So if you find that ruby, you're going to be able to get an incentive item a lot earlier than you might have otherwise.
And then when I said wormhole earlier, if you find it in the inner sea, it could potentially lead you somewhere, which will take you to another area that will have another entrance that could potentially have a key item into it. So we lovingly call it the wormhole. Outside of dungeons, we do have Dragon's Horde turned on, which I know that there was some talk in the Discord about that name. Dragon's Horde basically means we moved all the treasure chests that are in the normal Cardias into Bahamut, so that Bahamut isn't such a womp womp when you find it without the tail. At least you can be like, hey, look, there's a bunch of treasure chests right there. Or if you find the other Cardias, hey, that's cool too. The treasures are still there.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask. I thought that was the case. Yeah, and it says that on the tooltips, if I just read. It doesn't remove them, it just basically makes them into linked chests.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
So if you find Bahamut super early, that's great. You have all those chests. If you find one of the other Cardias, that's fine. You'll pick up those chests. And then if you find Bahamut later on, you will still find all those chests. They'll just be linked, and you won't be able to get the treasures again out of those boxes for obvious reasons.
On the treasures.
On to treasures. And yes, Lord Goober pointing out in chat, at least it doesn't include towns. That was kind of the point.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure you still had like Canaria, Elfland, and Provoca in the inner sea, because it really kind of stinks if you get like, you know, Anrak and Gaia in the Provoca and Elfland areas, and then you only have level 1 magic, and it's trashy level 1 magic to like dive some ridiculously deep dungeon to fight unrunnable, you know, worms, to do whatever, to, you know, we were trying to mitigate that. We wanted you to at least have level 1 through 4 magic early on.
Yeah, from experience, nothing feels worse than wandering over to Provoca so you can get the key item that the pirates have and finding Lufane.
Yeah. But Lufane would at least be good, because at least we have the Lufane Superstore. But
that does helpful. But and that's on in this case, but like there are some flag sets you play where it just sucks.
Yeah. So this is pretty standard here. Nothing really to talk about, just a free bridge so you can get to Provoca.
Which, I mean, in general, free bridge is almost always on in every flag set. Not just Platy Party and Ducklings, but in general.
Yeah. And hopefully these kind of flags here will be more normalized. Not so much the improved cure heal lamp and all that stuff, but I'd really love to see enable soft and enable life in battle as like more standard, because
it bring parity with the other Final Fantasies.
Yeah, I agree. So those are kind of the main new things, is the soft and life in battle that you can use. Outside of that, pretty standard stuff going on here.
That's the important bit right here on this, I think.
Oh yeah, go on
Yep.
ahead.
So that what we have is the trap tiles that are shuffled. So, for instance, that floor that we just discussed, the red D floor, where generally there's a red dragon with an Agama tile in front of it. We have the trap tile shuffled, and then we have alternative formations in there as well. So not only will it not potentially be a red dragon and an Agama there, but you could get tiles that you wouldn't see normally, like, as on this tooltip, 3 eyes.
Yep.
Like, the alternate formations are generally tougher, but they are also worth a lot more experience. So it's a giveth and taketh away kind of thing. But in general, they're not so bad. They're just different.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's more of those alternative tiles, so you can't guarantee that you'll find the triple eye.
Yeah.
It may not even exist, or
Yeah.
the, red giant agamas, or the 3 to 4 worms, or any of that stuff. Those tiles may not exist, and you may just get a bunch of nonsense that you can't grind on.
Some giants and some big imp packs, and that's that. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
All right, our party selection is, again, nothing special. He's about to pull it up here in a moment,
there
but I created these flags, so I hopefully know what I'm talking about here. Basically, nothing forced, nothing. Just choose your own party. It's like an adventure novel. Just choose and go. All right. Lastly, we have the half BB crit rate turned off. Right. So
big punch.
Yeah, big punch out of the black belt. We have better thief and ninja agility turned to 50 instead of like the usual 80 that we've been running with. It's still good. It's
Still better.
Still really good. It's just not quite as OP. And we turned the thief lockpicking up to 25 because again, it's still good. It's when you get to level 25 on the thief, you're negating the key, and you may not find the key. Who knows what's going to happen here in this seed. We have white mage. Harm damages all enemies. So if you bring a white mage, then harm will damage every single enemy, not just the undead. And then as far as our blursh classes, our bonuses are up to 2, which they have been for a while. But we went on ahead and threw in a malice because, hey, we got to show you what it's like to play, with the big boys.
Yeah.
All right, lastly, we've got our gears and items. We have a random AoE caster item. This is mainly kind of a safety bit in case, you end up in some sort of crazy deep dungeon early on. There's no AoE caster items or AoE magic out of level 1 or 2, and you need to get like deep into somewhere to get some sort of, key item or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is just kind of like that. That's just going to be kind of helpful there. And then as far as the inventory, we got Beggar's Choice turned on. I think that's still, 20 heals, 5 tenths?
522 1.
Yeah, exactly. 5 tenths, 20 heals, 2 pures, and 1 soft. And our equipment blurring is -3 to +5, which is pretty standard. Yeah,
That's
nothing else
all the rest
really
of it's
to
pretty
talk about.
standard stuff.
Yep.
Stuff you'll
nothing
even
else.
generally see in, like, regular flag sets, not just Ducklings and Platies. And everything
Right.
else, I think, is pretty bog standard at this point. It is, so we're good.
Yep.
Well, so, Greg, you can release the runners anytime you want, and I will get the music going from Dusk Plume.
Okay.
And we're good.
Okay.
We have one person that is not... Oh, that just joined the race. Here. I mean, ducklings are allowed to run.
Yeah.
Eh. Just wait for our last runner to ready up, and then... Or not, as the case may be. So yes, this is going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be fun to watch this. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna lose track of, what's going on as far as entrances are concerned in the first 5 minutes, because I'm not gonna be writing anything down. Where was Carrie again? I can't remember.
Yeah, we'll try our best to keep track of the entrances. That can be kind of the hard part of calling these kind of races, is you're like, hey, what was the ending of this? So as a newer runner, when you're doing entrance floor shuffle, yeah, it's kind of good to know, like, okay, it can be kind of a challenge, like, to get used to, like, entrances and, like, all the different floors that you're seeing. And sometimes you can get caught in this whole thing where you feel like you need to track every single floor. You really don't need to do that. Just worry about where it ends. Figure out what the end is, and that's pretty much it.
Pretty much, yeah. If you're taking notes, I mean, I've done it in the past where I've
doing this, I can't do Roblox right now, bud.
Kids. Yeah, I've had it in the past where I've been doing tracking and I've tracked every single floor. I mean, if you're doing co-op with shards or something, you want to track where your partner should go for things, you can get some pretty intensive notes going. But, like, for something like this where it's just you looking for items and then getting out, all you really need to know is what the end of a dungeon is and maybe how many floors you have to dig down, just so you, like, know how deep you're gonna have to go for that. But we have one runner that we're waiting on for this. Oh, okay. They're out, Greg. Let's just go. There we go. Alright, so 15 seconds until they're live on their end, and then we'll see probably about 20 or so seconds after that. I didn't get a chance to see what the blur things were. Did you see, Greg? I don't think Greg is here, so we'll just go without. Considering that they both have a thief, I'm assuming the thief is good. White Mage and Black Mage seems pretty good idea. I mean, Black Mages are great here. We got Mermaids here at Canaria Castle, and I like Guardian Marcus making this check right here. Also getting a Vorpal +5, so if you have someone that can use that, or we'll just be able to class change soon, that's really nice. Life and Invis 2, having that White Mage, those are both learnable right now. No AoE from them, but don't need it when you have Fire 3 and Quad X. Lovely spells to find, and that's going to get us up and rolling for what's here. And the canoe in our sea incentive. So that's really helpful because that provides the rest of the overworld for them, at least on foot, to go and explore. So lots of options already. Not going to get, as they say in the AP community, BK'd anytime soon. Trying to figure out where to go from there. And not a lot of other good stuff. Some couch cash, some random items. I haven't seen anything super worthwhile past the Vorpal right now. Oh, I mean, Vorpal +5, that's vendor trash. You might keep it, but you're hoping more for a power glove or something. But still, early money to spend. Go buy those spells over at the town if you want, and then you're good to go, and keep that Vorpal +5 around, because that's your endgame sword when you can finally use it. Pretty. So Dusk is going and doing the clear out now, going to get their canoe in just a second. Meanwhile, Guardian Marcus is here buying their spells. Yeah, and it doesn't look like anyone has any cool spellcasting bonuses, which they shouldn't. I don't think that was clicked on. So, Fire 3, Quad X, Life 2, Invis 2, or Life Invis 2. Those are the ones they care about, and then when the Guardian goes in and checks it, we'll see what's at the item shop.
Yeah, one thing I do want to point out here is that Guardian Marcus going into that first dungeon right away, we have tons of money.
Oh, yeah.
You notice, Guardian Marcus had about 20 grand picking up everything he needs to pick up before getting out of this city. Yep. And there's a bunch of stuff, like you said, vendor trash. So, hey, we had the black shirt is our kind of... No, yeah, that was
the
our,
AoE, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was the AoE, but you could sell that opal gauntlet as well. We could have picked up probably silver bracelets for everybody here,
and those were
and been totally fine. They
silver
were like,
+5. Those are really good silver bracelets.
Yeah,
that's a gold right there for 6K. Like, there's like, sell everything you've got if you need to. Go buy those, and your armor's done for the game. You're good.
Yeah.
Like,
And as you can
seriously.
see, Dust Plume's already back in the city now, having to sell things off and then pick up
Yeah.
the things they couldn't afford before going into here. And then, yeah, it's like
It's a little bit of a time waste.
yeah, a little bit of a time waste. All right, so we got a first floor of the volcano. Guardian
walks
Marcus
out.
not
That's
interested in
interesting.
checking that out.
It's interesting. I mean, it's floor and entrance, so you don't know that it's carry beneath there, and that is something to think about, like how you want to do. I know a lot of people will do just surface. I have a canoe. I have the ability to go walk the whole circle. See, I'm just gonna check starting entrances and see what's around. And Guardian does get an ice short that leads to a Cardia, so that's nice. But I know other people will just be like, there's an entrance in front of me, I'm just gonna go try and clear it until I hit a stopper that's keeping me from clearing a dungeon.
Yep. And I kind of agree with that too, because gosh, that floor is like a nothing floor, especially with low encounter rate. This could be Sardo. This could be, I mean,
Earth
unfortunately, it's Earth 4, but it could be.
Oh, is there Earth 4? I thought it was. Oh yeah, no, it's. I'm so used to playing reversed dungeons. I saw this. I'm like, oh, this is reversed Earth 2. Okay, let's just. Oh no, that's not on.
Yeah, Dust Plume gonna go on ahead and look for a spike tile or at least clear these. And Wizards punching that poor thief to death.
That wizards are jerks. They're just jerks.
Yeah, they're not.
Well, and he's
fun.
only level 1, so I mean, if he could get something that he can kill, like an undead pack that doesn't punch him down and he kills it with a fire 3, that'd be a nice like time investment right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This little level, he can get some, like 2 or 3 levels off of a zombie pack. Heck, he might be able to kill it like black shirt and fire 3, get the trolls down. I can see that.
Yeah, it looks like that's what we're going for here. We're going to try to take these trolls down. Unfortunately, big, huge hit out of the trolls. Hopefully won't kill the black mage. Okay, good. White mage still alive. Maybe this fire 3 will do it, and we can keep everybody alive and bring the thief back up here.
Oh, beefy trolls.
Nope,
But
beefy trolls.
Also, thing is, oh, that's bad. He got muted.
Well,
I
he
would
didn't have
reset.
any more magic charges anyway.
No,
So
I would reset. Yeah. So I feel like right there, that's a point at which you go, and Dust Plume has. I'll come back to this later. Because you've hit two.
Timer going.
You've hit 2 different enemy encounters that gave you trouble.
Yeah.
Canary.
Oh, and look at this Canary Castle right here at Dwarf Cave. So we get the ship out of there. We got the canoe. We got all kinds of stuff happening here.
I mean, that
and
ship.
Guardian Marcus.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying, Guardian Marcus killing the pirates and getting Oxio.
I'll give him some levels. That ship is actually really nice because having that right now is probably going to speed up some of Dusk Plume's overworld like exploration right now. He can sail over to. They can sail over to. Provoca anytime they want and actually pick up a little time on Guardian Marcus for that.
Yep. And chat pointing out we have Nuke at level 2, so that's kind of helpful.
Lovely.
We also have the vendor item at Provoca. It looked like adamant for about 22 grand. So quite expensive, but I mean, we got a black shirt we could potentially sell. I mean, we got Nuke at level 2. Like, do we really need Ice 2?
I might be willing to keep it around for a little bit. I think my primary thought is we don't know where Dwarf Cave is yet, so while it's nice to have that item, it doesn't feel essential just yet.
Yeah, I agree. So Guardian Marcus coming back here is going to maybe go back up and check. Yep, gonna do that Earth 4. Gonna be in a better position because obviously we're level 5 as opposed to level 1.
Yeah. He can survive a punch from those trolls even if they get a good crit. Or just take this Pete fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that too much. I think it's funny that even though this is the the volcano floor here, we've got Topher background.
Just the way it is. The strange things about how the game processes it. Well, because it's that Matoya area. Matoya area? No, it's that Topher area, so it's going to be the Topher background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there's that undead battle you were talking about.
No, that's not a fight I want. And Guardian's like, nope, I'm done again. Let's just not.
Yeah.
Can't blame him for that.
Yeah, so not going to figure out what's at the bottom of this. Yeah, I was going to tell you, the timer is not on.
And I haven't marked off anything because I'm a lazy slacker. Hold on. I kind of forgot that I was doing tracking. My bad.
It's fine. We're 7.5 minutes in.
Yeah, I'll get it. 1 second. 7. Let's just say 7:40 at this point. There we go.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
There we go. Good enough. And then did they get anything else? They had canoe, ship. That's all we've seen. Oh no, and you said they got which one? Oxiel.
Oxiel from the pirates.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Save. Totally professional.
Dustplume has not been to Provoke yet that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So Oxiel on Guardian. Neither one of them have gotten the Adamant yet, and that's pretty much it.
That will get Dustplume to level 8 now. Dustplume's really caught up on levels now. Wisely goes out and saves.
Yep. Yo, what's up? Corito hanging out here in chat, and Sarda here pretending to be in Elfland Castle, and it's the herb. How hilarious.
That feels very Vanilla Bean right there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's super Vanilla Bean. How do you get the herb out of Elfland Castle? All right, let's see what Elfland has for us. Got 7,000 gold.
Fast.
Hopefully.
Ice 3. Nice.
Yeah, fast and ice 3. That's pretty good.
For cheap too, like those weren't even the most expensive spells in there. That's very nice to see. Like the spells that we're getting for our characters at this point, like Tier 3 is also kind of nice. Like for me, there's something I know that they took the Thief for, and I don't think it was just the lockpicking, because in Dustplume's case, they only have that Thief as their melee, so there must have been something going the Thief that we didn't see in the Blursings. But for me, if that's the case, and especially now that I know what the spells are like with Warp here, I'd almost be like, man, I kind of wish I'd taken Thief and Thief Oreo, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen them pick up. I mean, I know that the magic is not turned on for the Thief, so it's not like the Thief has like black magic spells or whatever.
Yeah.
So I am very interested to see what the Thief has, because Duskplume's plan to bring a Thief, White Mage, Red Mage, and a Nun is, White Mage, Black Mage, and a Nun is kind of
it's bold.
a puzzling one, to say the least.
Like, I like the bold play. I think it's... I understand getting that edge, wanting that extra bit of experience, especially with experience yields being a little lower in this flag set. I think it's a very bold play to do. It's that thing. Let's see if it pays off. Because I think, especially with, Entrance and Floor being the way it is, you really want your exit and your warp charges. And mages that can cast that and can earn that, like Guardian Marcus has with level 4 warp, that's worth its weight in gold in these kinds of flag sets.
Yeah, I totally agree. So Guardian Marcus checking out the marsh entrance here, gets the Earth 3 that I mentioned that we turned off because you don't like to see that with an incentive item, so he just walked away from that. And there's our Titans, so that's one half of Titans there, but we don't have a Ruby yet, so we cannot get that incentive item there. Guardian Marcus hanging out, probably updating a tracker that he has. And so at this point, either progression is behind this kind of Topher dungeon that no one's made it to the bottom of yet, or we have to go to Crescent, Ice Cave, Volcano area and see what those entrances lead to.
Okay, if I can make one critique for Duskplume there, they got the Sphinxes early in that dungeon, and then took it, which is a good fight. They got to level 9, not arguing that point. Then once they were done fighting the Sphinxes, they healed up with heal pots instead of going out and using like a cabin or something that they had. I feel like because you really want heal pots in a dungeon and you were right close to the exit right there, exiting and using a save item to get your health back that way would have been a better move.
All right. Ooh, we got Bahamut's here.
That's treasure.
This is not, it's treasure. That's
not
all
logic
it really
treasure.
is, because it's, yeah. It's not an incentive item, but it is definitely a lot of treasure here.
Yeah, so nothing here is going to be quote-unquote in logic, which doesn't matter because there's not a key item here. But that doesn't stop it from being really nice to find.
Yeah.
And you can see that illustration right there we were talking about of 3 of those chests were empty because they already found a different Cardia elsewhere.
Yep. And unfortunately, we have no tail, so nothing can happen. Guardian Marcus, unfortunately, not saving over here. And it looked like scorpions or bulls had something pretty ugly and took a wipe, so I had to go back to their ship. But now we're back in Crescent, and let's see what we got going on here. Obviously, we know the vendor item's not here because the vendor item is in Provoca, but we still have a key item. And did that gold bracelet roll +4?
I didn't see it. I was watching Duskplume for a second. I'll take your word on it.
I think we're going to go with it.
Yep.
Duskplume does walk that stuff out of there, and it was like a pro ring and some money.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that wonders, like, do we walk that kind of stuff out of a dungeon?
Yeah. Okay, they got the rod here, which we don't have any use for just yet.
Well, no, we found. Remember,
find Earth-
Guardian Marcus saw Earth 3
Okay.
and Marsh Cave. We don't know if
Perfect.
that leads to anything, but we found it.
Okay, I missed that. I saw the Earth 4. I didn't see the Earth 3. So on your point about walking that out, I think if I'd saved that Sphinx level when I had it before, then I wouldn't worry about it. I might reset out. Like, the Pro Ring isn't worth enough when you know that there's Pro Rings over at Elfland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can see that point. Although, Dustplume didn't know Pro Rings are over here, so it's a little more valuable to them.
Yeah. Guardian Marcus looking for some battles around here. Maybe just to get a couple levels before we start diving. You know, because Guardian Marcus doesn't know that Bahamut is at the end of the Topher dungeon. So Guardian Marcus, in his mind, probably thinks, oh, I gotta still go back over there, and you know, it could lead to any sort of incentive thing. He just picked up the rod, which means he's still may potentially have to go through Marsh Cave, go past that Earth 3 floor to potentially get to an incentive. But then we still also have Ice Cave and volcano entrances that we need to check out. So there's still a lot on Guardian Marcus's mind here. I don't hate this play of just, hey, let's grab a couple levels. Safety levels are always good.
Well, yeah, and I mean, with volcano and ice still being plays out there and you having to sail through Hydra-infested water, I think a few levels are good. Like, if it had been Duskplume, I would have said, no, you're already level 9, don't bother. But for Guardian Marcus, I think it's a worthwhile play, just to get up to those comparable levels.
Yep. Duskplume here gonna get the, the heck did you have? You had something.
That's right,
Oh, yeah,
herb.
the herb. That's right.
There's an herb, and he has a rod, herb. There we go, okay.
Yep. And, yeah, everything else looks pretty good so far. All right, so Duskplume gonna sail around a little bit. Looks like we're heading back to Canaria, probably for items. Maybe some silver bracelets. Yep.
If the shop will ever let him in.
Yeah. The shop door just kept moving there. We just can't allow that to happen.
Selling off all the gear you don't care about because your thief can't use it, just to get a quick extra silver bracelet. I like that. And have a little spending cash on the side. Guardian Marcus coming over here to check out Volcano, and it is the Marsh Split. Yay!
Yeah, that's 2 bottoms of a dungeon you have to explore.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, always feels pretty good. But that's also 2 chances that we potentially don't have to go to the bottom of Earth 3, or, you know. Oh, hey, it's Sky 2. That's incentive.
Looks like... Oh, hey, you got...
And we got slimes. Let's nuke them down. Come on.
Or nuke, come on.
And Fire 3. Let's go.
Harm... I like softening them up with Harm 2 just because you have it. Very punchy poison touch you don't really like to see, though. Oh, there goes that black belt. Hope you didn't want experience on them.
No.
Honestly, you have a Vorpal +5. Maybe just leave the black belt kissing dirt. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm very interested in getting some levels on that black belt. I don't blame you. Sometimes you bring the black belt along, and remember, we have black belt crit rate turned off, so that black belt's going to be hitting a lot harder than in the randomized version of this game. And there's the Ruby, which we saw Titans up in Northwest Castle, so that's even more places we have to go check out. Hey, and we have the adamant that we couldn't afford earlier. We got to come back here.
That's spiteful. He
gotta
about resetting out. You could see him thinking it.
No, he's got 1 warp. Yeah.
I might have saved that warp for this floor, because this floor is longer.
Nah, yeah. I think Guardian Marcus didn't realize it. And Duskplume already here. Wow. Duskplume really getting caught back up to Guardian Marcus. I felt like Guardian Marcus was pretty far ahead, and then all of a sudden, here we are. They're both in the same place. Duskplume checking bottom of Marsh.
C square into ghosts. Ew. Please no. Please no. Please leave. Oh. Please, no.
Oop, that's a dead thief.
Yeah, that was a runaway.
Upside now. Yeah.
And decides not to bother. I don't know. I think I might have pursued that again just because you invested some time. But he's going to be rewarded when he comes up to this side, at least.
Yeah, they are. Guardian
they
Marcus.
Are, thank you.
Going down here. And hey, it's Elfland Castle, and we have the herb.
After the herb.
See what the herb turns into. And it's the canal. So that gets us out of the inner sea, but there's still so many turn-ins. We've got the adamant that we could buy in the vendor item at Provoca that could turn into something. We have the ruby. We have whatever's past the Rodlock and Marsh Cave. I mean, we've got a lot going on here.
Okay, and Dusk did not buy the adamant either, so they will have to come back as well.
Yep. And there's still the ice cave entrance that could be like waterfall into the floater, and then all of this is for naught.
Maybe. I still wouldn't argue over finding a floater and being like, hey, 18 minutes in, let's get up in the air.
Yeah, let's go.
Nice hero run there from Guardian Marcus, though.
Yeah. All right, we got Matoya's Cave. We don't have the crystal, but let's check these boxes and see what we got going on here. Yep, a house. And actually, that house is pretty useful for Guardian Marcus. He doesn't have any houses, so...
Fair enough. But now, I guess, canoe up to Provoca to get the adamant to come back down to Volcano?
Yeah, that'd probably be my play, because we're already in the area.
Yeah.
But then we still have so many, like I said, so many other things we gotta do. We gotta turn in the ruby, see if there's anything past the wormhole.
Well, I guess if you have any money.
Titans.
Like, how much money do you have? Because we've been spending money like candy without buying that adamant. So we may have to go do Earth 3 now before anything else.
Well, I guess it just depends on what kind of money we have going on here.
That's
but
the
Duskmoon
yeah.
Going back to the ship, not even going to Ice Cave. Looks like we're turning in the ruby right now. Or no, getting out of the inner sea.
We did get the canal. They're bailing out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily hate that. Cure 4, learnable. Very nice.
Yep. So it looks like Guardian Marcus is going to pop grind. That is the most interesting play I've seen today.
Just to get the money for adamant.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Got a potato happening here.
A potato?
No, it was just things were looking a little frame ratey on my end.
Huh. Yeah, my computer is a potato. It might have done that.
All right, so it looks like the ruby is going to get turned in here by Duskplume.
Yep.
Let's see what they find.
Another pro ring. The X-Cal no one can use.
X-Cal.
And the crown.
And there's the crown. And we have not seen Northwest Castle yet, so...
But the world is
that's
open
just
to us.
another... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's got to be really good for Duskplume to see.
So I take that back, what I just said, that no one can use. Someone can use it. And that helps to explain why the thief is in our party. I bet you the fighter must have had, like, thief weapons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's just a... Wow. Oh, and here we go. We're about to check the wormhole. I love the wormhole check. This is my favorite thing. Is it going to be... Well, there's only one place it can be. Well, no, this is not good. Just reset out of it. You can already get here.
Yeah, I think we were right here, weren't we?
Yeah. So normally, like, the wormhole could be here if you don't have the canal yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Kaidamoon helping us out there. The fighter did have thief weapons.
Yeah.
And that also means that the fighter can't use anything past promotion as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a super whammy.
It's crippling. It is the one malice that a fighter will get that I will absolutely be like, I don't need a fighter today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just crippling.
All right, so Duskplume has pretty much checked everything. I don't think they checked the Titans. Oh, no, because Titans East was Titans West. Wait, Titans East was Titans East.
It was vanilla.
Cave. Yeah, but didn't check Earth Cave.
No.
So that's one place that Duskplume has not checked yet was Earth Cave. But that leads us to really only one other location besides where we are right now, and that's Ordeals. So, yeah, we're getting to kind of the nitty-gritty here, unless, of course, this adamant turns into the floater, which Guardian Marcus has already picked up in Provoke and is heading there right now.
Okay, the Earth Elemental Tile is a Seafood Party Pack. Which, not especially fun, but Duskplume got out easy with a low party that they had to fight.
Yep. Duskplume going to take out the vampire here. Big ol' hit out of that Excal wielding thief. Woo.
Okay, I think Guardian Marcus has the adamant now. So they're going to go check what is here. And that is the chime.
Lock. Yeah, you hate to see that. And that's the chime there. So, yeah, whatever we need is an Earth Cave or Ordeals. Because those are the only two places these two runners have not been to yet.
That they have access to, yeah.
Yeah. So they both have to feel kind of behind because we're 23 minutes in. We've chased down a lot of leads. I think Duskplume has more of the leads figured out than Guardian Marcus, but Duskplume still has to, in their mind, has to still get the adamant and then turn in the adamant to get a thing. Now, granted, we know that thing is the chime, which is not useful currently, but Guardian Marcus still, in his mind, has to go, do the ruby wormhole thing, potentially go past the rod locked area, and then there's still areas outside of here that Guardian Marcus has to check that Duskplume has already been to. So a lot going on here.
It is interesting because they both have a knowledge lead over the other person that will put them each behind by a couple minutes of like figuring stuff out. Neither of them have really managed a huge lead just yet. Just depending upon what they decide to do is going to determine the next probably 20 minutes or so of this race.
Yep. So as Duskplume is leaving this area, Guardian Marcus is coming down here. Guardian Marcus will find the cube lock. I'm interested to see what he'll do. I imagine reset out because, gosh, again, 25 minutes in, probably is not excited to see something that is not progression.
Not yet.
And that's kind of... Yeah, and that's a wombo. That's like a really bad combination. You hate to see rod lock into cube locked or vice versa.
Yeah, it is not fun right there. That one of the few times that the game is going to do something nasty like that, and you're sitting there going, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Duskplume realizing, oh crap, the adamant. Luckily remembering that, well, not really luckily, because obviously we know the adamant leads to the chime. Not going to be useful to Duskplume, so it might have been helpful to forget that existed.
Yeah, and bear in mind, having that chime doesn't mean there's anything worthwhile behind that dungeon. It could be Bupkiss by the time they get there, and it's just like an Easter egg hunt for no reason, a scavenger hunt that leads to nothing. So
yeah, you pick up the adamant, go turn in the adamant to get the chime, and then you go into Mirage, and it ends up being, a Cardia treasure.
Yeah,
and then
that
you're
you've
like,
already emptied.
That's a bummer. Yeah. All right, so Duskplume gets the adamant, but just leaves?
It's a little odd.
I guess wants to have the ship on the outside of the inner sea, maybe.
I guess.
Oh, hasn't been to Ice Cave. That's right. So probably needs to check out Ice Cave first.
Which they'll discover Matoya at and kick themselves for.
Yep. Guardian Marcus turning in the rods, about to find out that you probably need the cube too. And let's see, do we get a reset?
Well, marks it down and then resets. Yeah. Yep. The Guardian has been very willing to do resets out of dungeons that Duskplume has not.
Yeah, the only thing I will say that I would have done, not that I would have done, that you should probably do as a newer runner is at least check that spike tile, because Guardian Marcus is running a black belt. So that could have been something like, 1 to 2 fighters. It could have been the triple I or something
Duskplume
like that.
Did check it when they were there. It's Badman Nightmares.
Yeah, but Guardian Marcus didn't even look at it.
I'm just saying, we did have the knowledge of it.
Yep.
So there's that crown.
Yep, and Guardian Marcus gonna put the Excal on. There we go. So both of them read the Blursins. That's good.
Very useful, honestly.
Yeah. And using the warp, love it. Gonna check the wormhole. I don't think it's been out of the inner sea yet, so may check Earth here.
Thinking about it, it would actually be quicker to just reset and then use the ship to get over that way. But realizing, hey, I don't need to be here. Let's get back on my ship and I'll check Earth Cave here in a moment.
So Dusk Plume back down to the bottom of marsh here. We know that's where the dwarf cave is. Oh no, that's not where dwarf cave is. Sorry, that's where the Elfland Castle was. Gotta go top.
Yeah, I'm already getting lost over where everything is. So
yeah, it's really hard to call a an entrance floor shuffle run. There we go. Oh, I forgot Guardian Marcus hadn't even finished this Topher dungeon dive, so he has no idea that this is just Bahamut's cave.
I can appreciate though that both players at this point are just checking the treasures they need and moving on. Especially in the case of Guardian Marcus having the black belt, he's not banking on needing much in the way of equipment at all. But like even Dusk Plume knows that they've got the X-Cal, that the Mazda is out there in the pool, that the Vorpal +5 is already in their hands, and that there's that Iron +5 they got from the Earth Cave and a couple other things. Like, there's enough gear out there that they probably don't need to do a lot of gear searching, so it's just key items and go for them right now.
Yep. Dusk Plume down, or not down, but up, down, sailing south to the northern continents to
nothing there for them to do.
Yep, nothing you can do there, but you can't go to Ordeals. I don't think either of these runners have still been to Earth Cave yet.
They haven't.
Yeah, so Dusk Plume is going to be our first runner into this Ordeals area, and then Guardian Marcus probably going to check Earth Cave because right in the area. So we're going to see where we are right now. Both runners have literally done what each other has done, and we are kind of back to square one as far as progression is concerned for these two runners.
Dusk Plume checking the tiles to see what's on these. Mudgall Sorcerers is actually very, very fightable.
Yeah, I would be inclined to take this battle, especially with this party, because Dusk Plume doesn't have to worry about a solo grind. Dusk Plume needs to get some levels on the party as a whole, especially on that thief, so that that thief can be over 400 HP. But outside of that, I mean, really not a lot that Dusk Plume needs to do, or at least fight, anything that you would want to solo grind. Right, Guardian Marcus gonna check Earth Cave, so our first look into Earth Cave is Dusk Plume here in Ordeals.
Dusk Plume is sticking around on this for a little while, gonna see what else is in, or get some more levels on this. I don't hate this. I really do like this fight. This is a fairly lucrative fight, although now that they're casting Cremate on me, I might think about skipping out on this after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think too, like, for fighters and thieves, you want to make sure that you have the tail and have class change before you start really getting a bulk of your levels, especially with, there weren't like insanely great spells, but like a good cheeky Quadix that you could throw down on the ninja, especially in Topher, would be nice. Or like nukes that you can throw out, like extra nukes would be great. Guardian Marcus does check Earth, however, and it is Marsh Top, which is totally useless. So where we are right now, Ordeals is the name of the game. This is where progression has to be, because there's no other place we can go to.
Well, that was the coin flip to make.
Yeah. And I imagine Guardian Marcus with the black belt here is going to check the same spike tiles the Dusk Plume was checked already. Guardian Marcus did check the spike tile in that Earth 3 floor, which is the Earth tile.
That was the Seafood Party Pack.
Yeah, Seafood Party Pack. So, only going to check these two here. Got a Sky 4. Uh-oh. Is this going to be a deep dungeon?
We're owed a tower at this point. We haven't seen many towers yet.
No, we have not. You're right. We've seen some pretty shallow dungeons here, so let's see what we got going on here. There we go.
Another useless floor.
Yep, no treasures, just a bunch of tiles that you could walk over.
The
and
ice
there's
loop.
Ice Cave. Hey, but we have warp, so this is not the worst thing you can see here.
I might still go down and, like, check the tile up here and then check the tiles on the bottom floor just to see what's here.
Ooh, that's a lucrative battle if you can kill it.
Yeah, if you can kill it.
Now they hit hard.
Yeah, those whiz vamps or whiz hags are actually hitting hard. But a nuke's taking them out, so that's nice. At least they didn't roll up. Oh, they rolled up a little. There they go. Goodbye. Fortunately, the Gersharks both made their MDEF checks, so the nuke did not immediately kill them. They really wanted that thief dead.
Yeah, good thing you should be able to throw a life spell down on that thief if you really want that thief to get some levels. And just doing it, I love it. Let's see if the Quadex comes out. All right,
nice.
That is levels on that thief. You gotta love to see some life action happening in battle.
Checking the tiles here. Don't hate that. I might have done my warp first before I did all this, though, just so I'd have the treasure chest out of the way immediately.
Yeah, the extra 5% EXP wouldn't be too horrible either. Plus,
I just want the
the
knowledge.
main thing I would have probably done is you could go check the spike tile to the right of the box, hop down, warp back up, then check the incentive, check the spike tile there, then keep going down, and then, of course, check these last two spike tiles here.
Sun Sword's kind of useless, though.
Yeah, we have an X-Cow. We don't need that Sun Sword.
Yep.
M. Keystone wondering, when did life or battle and life happen? That is a relatively new improvement. I want to say that, maybe during spring tournament, like after the spring tournament flags were revealed, so it didn't make it in the spring tournament. But yeah, I mean, relatively recently.
Black Mage getting the kill.
That's right, already level 18, so the key may not be a thing that Duskchrome needs if we can get 7 more levels on that thief. And Guardian Markets, did we check the incentive here?
Not yet.
Okay, so we're gonna keep going.
Got a power bonk over in the 6-pack. That's a nice item to have.
Yeah. Guardian Marcus didn't even check that. Literally check the spike tile, check the 2 boxes that were behind the spike tile, and I did not see. Nope. And looks like the floater was in fact the incentive. Guardian Marcus did check it, but wanted to keep going down. And I imagine we'll not do that again this time around because, we obviously need that floater to get in the air.
Oh, that's a really long walk to take to get back here.
Yeah.
That's hideous.
Yeah, but, I mean, who knew we were going to get R-boned? R-bones with
Always.
Lit 2. Ooh, and we only have 1 warp charge here, so Duskplume is going to have to walk this floater out.
I'll mark it, but I don't know. That feels like we're taking our chances with that. Good spell outlay, though. They've got a lot of spells to help get themselves back out of here.
Duskplume's going to walk it out? That is No, you got to go through Ice Cave. That is way less steps. Yeah, going through Ice Cave would be way less steps than trying to walk this whole thing out between Ice 2 floor and Sky 4, and Earth 1.
See, and that was my issue was, like, you warped up to get back there. After clearing out all of that, it would have been more efficient just to, if you're going to clear the floor after you get the key item out of it, and then use the exit, Yeah,
but Duskplume hasn't seen the R-bones. And there goes Blizzard on the man catch. That is going to be a wipe on Duskplume's side, and unfortunately has to go back in.
That's a take a second and recalibrate.
Yeah,
and they lost 4 levels there.
That's right.
It's a huge time investment they just lost. That was like 5 minutes they had on Guardian Marcus that is just gone now.
Yeah, unfortunately. And so Guardian Marcus back down here is checking out
tiles.
Yeah, checking the tiles here. Ooh, that was the last warp charge there. It's gonna have to kill this weak zombie pack here, and hopefully can get through this floor without getting R-boned again.
This is kind of a gross dungeon for.
Oh, didn't hit the floater. I don't think he picked up the floater. He killed the thing and then dropped down.
He had it before. He may have forgotten.
Oh, he did get it. Okay. Oh,
He got
I lost
it? Okay.
one there. Okay.
Mark
So
it back off.
4x11 GD warp check. Oh, okay. So did the warp trick, check the tile. Got it. So already checked the box, but was checking tiles. That makes sense. All right. So Guardian Marcus getting out of here with the floater out of this dungeon. And yeah, that time loss on Dustplume's side for taking that wipe, that's brutal.
It's really brutal. They really want that power bonk, though, which I can't blame them for.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, chat's Arbone's doing Arbone things with the lit 2, luckily getting away. Guardian Marcus in the air at 38 minutes 32 seconds. And we still got a lot of places we can go to. We have the Chime, which means we can check, Mirage area. We've got, obviously, the Sarda and the Titans West area we can check out. We got the Cardias we can go to. Now, the Cardia dead ends are vanilla, so there's only like 3 areas you can check that would lead to something meaningful. And, of course, lastly, the Onrak dungeons, which we have the Axial, so we can check the Onrak dungeon. And the crazy part that I have to point out is we have not seen a Fiend dungeon yet.
Not yet. Usually you get at least one by now.
Yeah, and chat pointing out we're going the long way again. Dustplume, I don't think, realizes that it can be hard. When you're doing entrance floor shuffle, it can be like a mind trip to like realize, oh, I'm at the bottom of ice. I can just go out the normal way and it will take me out of this whole dungeon. Like in Dustplume's mind, they have to walk this whole thing out of here.
Well, hopefully they'll come back and watch this again and realize that they can take the ice loop exit and exit out of the dungeon.
Yeah. Hopefully we will not see man-cats again because they were worse than in vanilla. And Guardian Marcus here diving this Sarda dungeon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a tower going on.
It was Ice 1 into that volcano floor, leading into one of my favorite places to get treasure, Sky 3. That's then the sea split.
Yeah, so here's our second split of the game. So there's 2 splits, obviously, Marsh Top and then, of course, Sea Top. And we are Sea Top right now, and yeah, it stinks.
I'm betting 2 Fiends down this. I'm putting that out there right now. I bet you we got 2 Fiends down this split.
Yeah, so Lord Goober in chat wondering if you get Ice Cave in Floor Shuffle, it all loops. No, just floors, just the last 2 floors where you find the incentive and then the exit out of there and the floor right before that. So it's like those 3 floors will loop around. The
complexity of a couple of dungeons in the game, 3 of them technically, require that they be packaged as a whole, and that is the ice loop floors all have to be packaged together, just because of the way that the ice loop works. All of Ordeals, including the bottom floor with the quote-unquote crown block, which we usually have turned off, that is all a package deal leading to the top of Ordeals, all together as a single unit. And then all of Topher past the... In fact, all of Topher, including the Garland floor, is all packaged together. Just the way the game works, it's all one unit for each of those.
Yep. So Dustplume in the air finds Astos, which I didn't see Northwest Castle over on Guardian Marcus' side. Guardian Marcus did go down the rabbit hole, did the right side. It looked like we got the cube from whatever turn-in that was, and that's just kind of hilarious to me because...
Waterfall.
Obviously, yep. Oh yeah, it was Waterfall, thank you. Obviously, we've already seen cube locked and we've already seen rod locked, and they're all kind of just packaged together as one thing. Okay,
this
so...
is a tower.
Yeah, so the Sarda dungeon is a tower and some change.
Yeah, a tower and a half at least, because it's got the split there too. But, I mean, again, we are running out of locations where the Fiends can be hiding. To find a Fiend here, it seems pretty likely at this point.
Yeah, we're at the point now where there's really not that many places Fiends could be hiding. They could be hiding in Chime and right here. I was going to say, it's got to be here. There's really no other places. Like, there's 3 Cardia checks, there's Waterfall, there's Oxio, and there's Chime. There's like 6 dungeons that we can find fiends in, and we haven't seen a single fiend. So I knew we were about to, embark on one.
I gotta say, this many floors deep on a split to get to here, to then get, of all the bosses that you could fight, Kraken 1 when you're level 15 without Brack, that's just cruel.
Yeah, I think Brack was like level 6 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're sitting here going, really, game? Really?
Yeah.
You got Invis 2, you might be okay, but this is gross.
Yeah, I mean, we have an X-Cal. We can maybe make things work with the Invis 2, like you said. Let's throw an Invis 2 out. We got fast at level 3, so if we can get an Invis 2 out, if Kraken doesn't just immediately murder Liddy, then we should be fine.
We got one out. One Invis 2 is going to help a little. And an Ink as a free round, I will take that in a heartbeat.
Looks like we're looking at Florence Rent Shuffle. That's correct. Tate the 13th. Thunder coming out. Luckily, most people survive. Odes isn't going to really do much outside of Nuke, so it's fine that Odes is down.
I might have wanted that Nuke though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, especially with 5 hits, 268 damage. You use that Cure 4. I think if we have a Cure 4 or Heal 3, use that.
Just double checking. Guardian Marcus's stream has frozen. We'll see if it picks back up. So we don't know what's going to happen with this fight.
Yep. Oh, we're still here. Kill 3 coming out. 4 hits, not a lot, but Ink coming back out.
Wondering if
so we're still alive.
Wondering if we looped.
I don't know.
If we did, that Thunder is going to be coming soon, and that is not fun.
No, it's not fun at all. There's more Invis 2s coming out. Kraken does not land a fatal hit on that thief. Big hit, 4 hits, 103. Cure 4.
Whoa!
There it is. And Guardian Marcus showing us how you kill a Kraken.
Got through
and
it.
Lighting up our first orb here at 44 minutes, 45 seconds.
Well played.
Yeah. And so Guardian Marcus gonna check this out. We know the crown leads to the bottle. We know where Gaia is because it's vanilla. So that's more things we can check as far as getting loot and key, because right now we haven't seen either of them.
Wisely using the Quad X on Astos. That's a great strat when you have the Quad X.
Yeah. It's a good way to kill Astos, especially 70 to 150. Astos cannot roll higher than 300 HP, so if you have an early Quad X, it's a great way to kill him and get some levels. Yeah, 4x11 GD pointing out. Yeah, you gotta love the Quad X on Astos. And yeah, I hate the 13th also pointing out it's very rare that Astos has over 300 HP. I think vanilla HP for Astos is what, 164?
Sounds about right. So you'd have to go up to like 200% scaling to get a chance at that, you know?
Yeah.
Like 180%, I think.
Yeah,
I know I've seen Astoses that can't be Quad X, but they are rare.
Oh, and I forgot, past the cube we could potentially find a fiend, because yeah, that's a thing. Hey, Massa rolls -3. It's gonna be better against Chaos
Put on your black belt. Yeah.
Or yeah, you throw it on your black belt. It's gonna be better against Chaos than the X-Cal, but I think the Vorpal might be better than the Massa at this point, because the Vorpal rolled +5 and the Massa's -3.
The crit at least will be.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to check out the desert, and I'm going to let you take over. Oh, my gosh.
T-Rexes.
Yes.
Blue stakes here.
Right, talk about this, please.
I will. So blue stakes are what, as we used to like to call them, they're one of the most lucrative fights in the game, especially if they roll low, and they didn't roll too high here, so that's a one-rounder that you can do. Guardian is going to sit here, finding that off the power cycle. That is a big move for them. They're going to want their black belt to get as many of these tasty, tasty steaks in as they can. They're going to sit down at the steak sandwich buffet. Check for our ankylos, or check the fight afterwards, found ankylos. Don't care about that. All we care about is steak, steak, all the steak. They're going to do that. Meanwhile, Duskbloom is pursuing the rest of this side of the dungeon, and they've decided to at least loot this floor, because this is a decent greed floor. And they're going to find... After this floor, I think it was after this one, is the floor they don't want, but they do, but they don't, which is Kraken. And Guardian is having a good think. Figuring out how they want to arrange their party and who they want where. With the Masamune on your black belt, you might be able to kill a T-Rex before too long. Maybe. It's possible. T-Rex can't immediately kill the black mage. Kind of want him to kill the black mage. Although, you know, a few extra levels, I guess you're going to live with it. But this is the problem with the black belt grind, is you have to kill off your other party members, and sometimes the enemies are not entirely agreeable, as we can see right here. So this is going to slow down Guardian a little, as long as it takes for him to actually get rid of this T-Rex. But then he can start getting some levels on them soon. Snorting's a waste of a turn, T-Rex. Kill someone already, please. Not double snorting. Wow, that T-Rex is useless. I might actually just go and fight those Ankylos afterwards and see if they'll kill one of my guys. That might actually just be better. Guardian is apparently tired of the T-Rexes not killing his guys. It's going over here. It's going to see what's going on. Meanwhile, Duskbloom is going to take on this Kraken. You know, I would have done the Ankylos. I would have tried to see if they could kill some guys and then run away from them. I want blue stakes. I don't want anything but blue stakes, but the blue stakes aren't killing my guys. Anyway, Duskbloom here in Kraken. Looks like a power bonk, an invis, and a white shirt. And, well, that was not helpful. Thank you. This is not good for Duskbloom at all. Although they can life, and they were targeted by the invis. I think we're going to find out whether or not... Like, I know the buffs stick around. I'm thinking that that thief might actually be triple stacked right now. Which, hooray. Although Thunder is... Kraken, please. Please, Kraken. So, we're trying once again. And Bane! Bane to that Kraken down. Duskbloom is getting their water orb lit. Well played, Duskbloom, remembering that Bane is in fact a thing. Well done. You know that Duskbloom's coming over here to Melmond. They're gonna pop an inn, get some of that stuff back on all their characters, and now we're trying to figure out where they're gonna go next. They're gonna find the march top here at Earth Cave, and then they have to figure out where they want to go from there. Which there's the whole northern sea that's available to them. And it's a question of where they want to go and what they want to do. They're not probably going to do this T-Rex grind. They are going to check these. I wouldn't check these. You got a Mazda, you got some decent gear. You got Silvers +5. I wouldn't check these. This feels like a waste of time here.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Guardian Marcus already checked this and immediately reset out.
Yeah.
March Top is probably the worst thing you want to find here. Guardian Marcus continuing this T-Rex grind. Looks like we finally lost our, black mage?
Finally. Yeah. Well, T-Rex has double snorting as a skill. So, like, half the time they're not even punching, they're just casting Dark on you, which is totally useless. Our Ankylos are the first fight over on the northwest side. I would just go fight them and see if they'd kill everyone except my black belt and I could run away. Like, it's worth the risk, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, but we're gonna... What I would do is show the T-Rex what we have. Be like, hey, I got like this pro ring. You want to check it out?
Yeah.
And then see what's past snorting. Maybe it's, Blizzard or Blaze or something like that that can like take some things out.
What level are they now?
Yeah. 4x11. Yeah. Hey, here's my pretty sword.
Yeah.
Well, check it out. It's pretty cool.
I mean, it was a nice sword. It's not used anymore, but it was a nice sword.
All right, Duskbloom turning this in. We know it's going to be the Masa -3.
Like, I like doing the grind here with T-Rex's. Blue stakes are great, and the run at the start of the game isn't all that bad. I feel like Guardian is losing a lot of time on this at this point, though.
Yeah, I agree. Like what you said, if we have, the fun police, as they like to call it, our Ankylos or regular Ankylos even, Or again, like I said, show them your gear. Be like, bruh, check this out. We haven't seen what's past snorting yet. It could be something devastating. It could be something not devastating, like a glare or something that could kill off some people.
Yeah, and we know that the Ankylos are the next fight after the blue stake in this zone. You could fight a blue stake and then fight some Ankylos and then just reset back and you're right here again. This isn't that bad.
Yep. And so the chime leads to Marsh 3, which leads to the crystal, and we know where Matoya is. Matoya is Ice Cave.
Ice Cave, a floor down.
Yeah. So we have more fetchies that we can do, and that's one less dungeon that could potentially lead to a fiend. So we still have the 3 Cardia entrances. We have the Oxiel, right? We have the waterfall, so that's 5, and then we have Q-Block, so that's 6. We have like basically a 50-50 as far as finding out where our other 3 fiends are located. And we still have not seen Topher. So one of those 6 is going to be Topher as well. It looks like the crystal must have turned into the TNT because, yeah, Dustplume is heading that way right now. Please show your swords. Thank you. We are showing off swords. So this is something I have to say should have probably been done about, 5 minutes ago. Yeah. But it looks like we're finally showing off some swords here so we can get some people killed off. It looks like snorting is all this T-Rex does. And the TNT turns into the loot. So that...
Hard required.
After that whole thing, that adamant to chime, to crystal, to TNT was required. So very rarely was that vendor item going to be... Hey, there's Blaze! I talked about Blaze.
About time you did something, and then back to snorting.
Yeah. Gotta snort around.
I mean, one nice thing is the Black Belt's MDef was good enough that Blaze didn't really do anything to them.
Yep. And that's going to be it. And look at that huge experience. Just shy of 13 grand. And yeah, this grind is going to go by very quickly. But now, Duskplume is ahead as far as the key item hunt is concerned. We already have the loot, which you didn't turn on Duskplume's side. Turn on that loot.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the crystal.
I didn't realize they did the whole chain, so that means they did chime too then.
Yep. And the TNT. Don't forget about
Well, okay, so Duskplume could, in fact, carry this well. They have the Vorpal +5 and the Mazamoon. They could, in theory, find the tail, class change, be good to go, and just not worry about too much more grinding and try a low-level Topher dive. That does actually work. We've seen plenty of those cheeky plays, and it could work out just fine for them.
All right, so Oxiel, one of the first things we got in the entire game from the Pirates, leads to a whole lot of nothing.
Jack squat. So now, Waterfall is going to lead to...
Well, we don't have very many dungeons left. I mean, we still haven't seen Lich, we still haven't seen Carrie, we still haven't seen Tiamat. I'm trying to think of the other places we haven't seen. There's Carrie there.
So this could very well be Tail. That's one of the few things that we're missing. Tail or Key or Slab.
Yep.
Well, Slab has to lead to one of the two. So Tail or Key or Slab, and one of those is going to be a fetchy thing.
Yeah, Jesus the Frog helping you out here. Guardian Marcus does not have the TNT yet because we haven't turned in. We haven't even been inside of the chime area, which would lead to that crystal.
Did I mark off the wrong person with all the stuff? I might have.
You marked Guardian Duskplume correctly.
I marked Duskplume stuff on Guardian Marcus. I think that's
that'll do it.
That was what it was.
Okay, so Purple Worm's not messing around here. And that is one of the spike tiles we have to go through to get the incentive item, which could be the key, or the slab, which leads to the key, or it could just be the tail. But
which is still, that's still required for Duskplume.
I kind of agree as well.
Yeah.
So this is a little scary, and they have Blaze, and worms are already chunky, typically.
Let's see what they do.
Yeah. Oh, it's unrunnable too. So this is real bad news for Duskplume.
Harm 4 is a good
Harm
call.
4 and Nuke. So hopefully we can get some turn order. But yeah, Blaze does so much damage. Okay, so at least around 400 HP, but we need Nuke and Harm 4 to do good damage.
Yeah. You need them to come out immediately before anything else happens.
And for them to crit, too. You need the damage out of them.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is now Guardian Marcus has the right goal here because he's getting the levels. Even if he checks this, he's not going to have... Oh, my... And I feel like Dustplume has to just throw themselves against this until they get through.
Yeah, because at this point... Well, no, not really. To be perfectly honest, Dustplume does not need the key. Dustplume can go to 25 and get into Topher and be fine.
But what if this leads to Tail?
we have a Masamune. We have a Masamune, though.
Okay, oh my god. Like, every time they roll just high enough to take out that Black Mage. Okay, so I could see it. I could see not doing this. I don't think Dustplume's going to, though.
Yeah.
I think Dustplume is locked. Like, they've got their blinders on, and this is the only thing that's going to happen.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes. Oh,
384.
Yeah, not too bad.
Doesn't
and
kill.
The Black Mage survived, so let's see.
Not anymore.
Oh,
Nope,
it comes
never
out.
mind. Nope.
But,
Might get through this. Not with a
Yep.
fight, though. Not with that. No, that was bad. That was not good. But we know they have less than 400 health now.
Yep.
And Guardian Marcus is done with their grind. I saw them at 37 a fight ago. I think they may only be at 38 or 39.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to turn in the bottle, which we know leads to... No.
He's already done the bottle. He's just here for supplies.
Okay.
Unless... Picking up a character? Oh, picking up all the characters. I guess this clinic isn't actually all that bad to get to now with the shortcut on.
Yeah, I would have never considered coming here.
That's a smart play.
Yeah. Looks like everyone survived to round 2, so these worms should finally be down here.
Hey, use that warp to get out of here afterwards.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Don't fight them again.
No.
No. We want nothing to do with those guys. Oh, and hey, look. Well, I mean, it's kind of French vanilla because it's a double pack, and I think you only normally get one, don't you?
Yeah, it's always one.
Yeah.
This battle's a lot less scary than the worm battle. So
I was really hoping you'd commentator curse them and they'd have like a death touch or something.
Ooh,
oh, that's our ribbon. Oh, like you want it, but you also don't. Like you wanted something else here for all that effort.
Yeah.
Like it sucks. The worms are guarding the item you needed to get past the worms.
Yep. All right, so here we go. We've got the Marsh 3, which we know leads to the Crystal, if I remember correctly. Dustplume coming up here, taking on Carry 1. Gonna get our second orb here in just a moment, hopefully.
And as far as these two are concerned, the amount of time Dustplume spent on dealing with the worms helps to balance out how much time Guardian Marcus spent on his grind.
Yeah, so I think at this point, even though Dustplume does have their second orb lit, the fire orb, their Guardian Marcus has the Black Bolt.
He's got advantage.
Yeah, it has the advantage completely. And again, we still just need to find those last couple of fiends. We've got Cube Locked we got to look at, and then we have the Cardia Islands, and that's pretty much it as far as where these fiends can be located, and Topher.
Yep.
So I think the only other location we haven't seen yet is another Cardia. And let's see what we have going on here, as Dustplume is our first person checking a Cardia Island.
Not a whole lot of places left for them to go.
Yeah. I imagine these guys will probably do that rod-locked, cube-locked dungeon last, since they've already dove that once. I don't imagine them going back there until they 100% have to do it. Alright, Dustplume still picking up boxes.
Yeah, he's checking a lot. I would stop checking boxes, honestly. I think that they're checking a lot. I think they're specifically looking for some armor or something for their ninja or something, but this feels like a lot of time lost to boxes that aren't paying out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we don't have EXP chests even. Now, this is a lovely fight. I just don't feel like that they really should be putting in all this time for it.
Yeah, if you want to, I was just about to say, if you want to go to Guardian Marcus' side here and light up all the stuff, which you have done.
Yep.
We know the ribbon is on the carry floor, and we know at some point in time we got to find Lich, and we got to find Tiamat, and we got to find Topher. Those are the 3 places we have to find, and the 4 dungeons that are left that we have not finished exploring. And here's Lich. Yep, Lich over here on the Cardiograssi side.
And honestly, if you skipped all the chests, that's a very short walk to get to Lich. It's not that bad.
Right, Arachnid doing annoyance here with the trance. This is something that Guardian Marcus will not have to deal with the huge black belt.
Well,
Right.
if he puts the black belt up front, right now the thief is still riding up front.
True. Dust Plume coming out, nuke, and a swing from the White Mage kills Lich, and we have 3 orbs lit.
Still don't have to go though.
Just needs, we still need either a level 25 thief to, negate
Topher?
the key that we need.
That's Topher. This is just gonna be Cardia Dead. You don't need to check that.
Yep. Oh, one other thing too is that's Topher, but the princess could have the key.
Yeah.
So we could still kill Garland, talk to the princess, go back to Canaria Castle, and get the key from that turn-in.
Yeah,
so
and
that's still a thing.
Dustplume didn't bother with that, didn't fight Garland, just walked back out. So we don't know what the princess might have.
Yep. Big hits here. So Guardian Marcus way more equipped to deal with those annoying worms there. Just demolishes them with that big, huge black belt and that massa-wielding thief there. And here we go. No issues. Making up all that time that we lost here on the grind. And there's the ribbon +3. I'm assuming going to throw it on the White Mage because, got to keep your life caster alive.
I'm not sure. Okay, we should be back now after just a quick drop.
Yep. Our apologies. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we should be back right now.
The internet decided not to internet.
Hate. We got a F.
Press F in chat for the internet.
Yep. All right, Guardian Marcus, finding the whole lot of Cardia that we didn't need there. Gonna get out of here. Probably gonna find Lich here on this Cardia Grassy that we know Lich is hanging out in.
That is Fire Floor Dead for Guardian, so they're only 1 orb back right now.
Yep,
and there's our Tiamat.
Yep. So we know where Topher is and we know where Tiamat is. It's all in Cardia. So luckily that whole cube chain is not necessary, at least that we know of. I mean, it could. I don't think it could lead to a key item at this point. The only key item that's left is the tail, the slab, and the key. And what do we have left to turn in? Anything? Do we have any turn-ins? Do we have any key items?
No, I think we've done all our turn-ins. So, Princess is gonna have 1.
Yep.
God, what do we? Where's left for us to check?
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Oh, no. Yes. So you kill. This is going to sound crazy. No, it's not going to sound crazy. I was going to say you have to kill whoever to get the slab, to get the key, but then the tail is still out there.
Tail is still out there. Yeah, because Canaria Loft isn't on.
No, it's not turned on. And we've seen Sky 2, we've seen Mermaids, we've seen Volcano, we've seen Ruby.
I'm sure there's something that we're missing that's going to seem obvious.
We haven't seen Ordeals.
Haven't seen Ordeals.
We have not seen Ordeals. Ordeals could be past the cube lock, which would be hilarious in its own right, especially if it ends up being the key. Because obviously these runners won't have to do it once they get to level 25, but if they're not at level 25, they'll have to do it, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if Guardian Marcus's Thief even is at that level. Last I checked, they were 23, but then I think they got a few more levels from the T-Rex fight, so I'm not exactly certain what level they're at.
Yeah. Why are we back here? What's Guardian Marcus doing back in Toph? We knew that was Bahamut? Am I losing my mind?
Guardian Marcus hasn't done all of this checking yet.
Sorry, that looked very much like Earth 4, so I got very confused. It looks like Duskplume is in Ordeals.
Duskplume found Ordeals on one of the Cardias.
Yep, I think that was Cardia Woods.
Pretty sure they have that.
25.
So I think this is Guardian's last orb too, but not his still not go mode for him though.
It depends on what we have for the thief here. Dustbloom probably looking for the tail more than anything.
Yeah. You are right. If their thief is, and honestly, if their thief isn't level 25, they might just go get level 25 and just be done with it.
Yep. And that's going to be it. So Guardian Marcus is heading into Topher.
Well, I think I saw 27. So if his thief is 27, then he is good to go.
Yep. And we are going in, so we got to be over 25. And 1 hour, 8 minutes, 55 seconds, and Guardian Marcus is in Topher.
So,
and we got a big old black belt, and it's going to be a lot going on here.
This does illustrate one of those chant times where even with a high lockpicking score, the thief being useful. Because the key was the very last thing we were going to need, and it works out for Guardian Marcus because he doesn't have to follow a chain to get the key, so he's good to go.
Yeah, Jesus the Frog pointing out, very surprised by this. I really feel like, I don't know, I would say that Dustbloom needs the tail, but do we really need the tail? Because, again, we have a Masa. Yeah, granted, it's -3, but it's still a Masa, and we have the Excal. Again, granted, it's level, or -1, but it's still going to be pretty good here against the Fiend refights. So I'm kind of in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a second ribbon.
Second ribbon.
I mean, it's a good ordeals. Flame armor +4, second ribbon. That's things you like to see.
Yeah.
Go remember to pick up that ribbon. There you go.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder what's past that Q blocked. It must be the other Cardia that we didn't see.
Probably.
So here we go. Is this going to be that is the tail? So we know where Bahamut is.
Princess
Bahamut
is slapped
in that
key.
Topher. Yeah. So yeah, it's got to be kill. Oof.
Oh no! They warped.
Oopsie doozy.
Yeah, that's an oopsie right there. You can't warp back out of ordeals. You'll just end up going into the maze. You have to exit. Or take the tile.
So taking the tile here, but yeah, like what you were saying, we have to kill Garland, talk to Sarah. Sarah warps back to Canaria Castle. You got to go to Canaria Castle, get the slab, turn in the slab to get the key. Is that final fetch quest? And luckily, most people, even with, like you said, the high point there for the thief lock picking, most people are going to take the thief.
Yep. Well, especially when your fighter has thief weapons, you're absolutely going to take it in this case.
Yeah.
I feel like Thief Black Belt or Thief Oreo or something like that is absolutely the party to have for this particular composition. And I think Guardian Marcus lucking out with that T-Rex right there. You don't know that the T-Rex is going to be available that quickly in the desert. That was a big move for Guardian that worked out really well. But you don't know that's going to be the case. The Black Belt feels a little riskier than just a Thief, but it's going to work out in Guardian Marcus's favor.
Yeah. So Guardian Marcus here going after Kraken. Kraken 2's down. That just shows you just how big Black Belts can get with that Black Belt crit rate turned off. Mm-hmm. It's like they're just ridiculously overpowered. And
Guardian isn't even bothering to stop and do any healing. They're just punch, kill, die, and that's just it.
Yep. Big ol' hit. Doesn't do enough damage to kill Tiamat, but we're probably quad X away.
Oh god, Fast is going to come out.
Yeah, this should do it here. I imagine. Oh, you coming out. Could be scary. Luckily, the white mage survives, as does the black mage. And 19 hits. A lot of damage coming out of that black belt.
Gross. That was just gross.
Yeah. Here we go. Guardian Marcus pulling up chaos here. I mean, we got into Topher. What did I say? An hour, 8 minutes in? Yeah. So, like not even 4 minutes and we're already through Topher. Granted, that has to do with the lower encounter rate, but obviously that black belt just murdering everything. Yeah, just
well, and
a lot of murder.
That's the benefit of a black belt. Like, Topher is a 10-minute dive unless you have a 42 black belt. Then it's generally a 4 to 5 minute dive. That's just how that works.
Yep, so the Fast coming out here. Big hit, not even a big hit, but a hit of some kind. and Dustplume is going to dive this. We know it's going to be a Cardia or some sort of not essential thing that Dustplume is going to dive into this dungeon for.
So still buffing here with the thing. It's another hit probably, and we're gonna see Kraken go or Chaos go down, and that's it right there. Guardian Marcus with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, 55 seconds is our second place finisher in the race. First place on stream, but was beaten out by almost 4 minutes, 1 hour, 9 minutes, 4 seconds. Sir Linkalot came in first place.
Yep.
So with that,
Linkalot,
you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Sir Linkalot, our Duckling Supreme from a few Duck Derbies past, coming back in here, getting first place again, right? Got first place last week, or was that?
First place last week as well, yes.
Yeah, and
So,
Dustplume does find that Cardia Island there at the end of the of that one dungeon that I speculated would be there, and that's got to stink. I think reset out of it, but reset out of class change as well, so has to go talk to Bahamut again, and that's pretty unfortunate. You hate to see that.
That's a couple minutes time loss, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if Guardian Marcus wants to talk to us about this run here, but that's a really awesome time. GG's to Guardian Marcus.
Absolutely GG's. Well, I have sent out the invite for an interview. We'll see whether or not they decide to take one out. They may be cooling down after all that.
It's a lot.
It is.
I mean, entrance floor shuffle can be quite the mental tact. Yeah.
It's absolutely a stressor. Now, has Dustplume gone and gotten the slab and key yet? I could have sworn they went and fought the prince. Oh, they haven't gotten the princess yet. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate right there. Yeah, I think Guardian Marcus is going to join us in a bit. They are taking a little bit of time, though, to chill after all of that. And I guess Dustplume has a level 25 thief, so at this point, they don't need to worry about that key. They are A-okay.
All right, so Dustplume and Topher trying to get past this phantom tile here. I know it's not phantoms, but we're getting past the tile that would normally have phantoms. And keep moving down Topher.
So, we're going to see the difference that a black belt makes again on this dungeon versus not. If Dustplume is lucky, we're looking at a 10-minute dive here, because that's about how long it takes to get through this dungeon with any other kind of team. If Dustplume is unlucky, which is possible because we haven't really seen what Topher has on offer right now, we could be here a lot longer.
All right. So Dustplume heading down, trying to get past these zombie Ds. Eventually we'll be on the lich floor here in just a moment. Yeah, I mean, I feel like both players played this seed really well, and they were really even matched all the way until about the grind time.
Mm-hmm.
And then things just kind of fell apart. I know things can get kind of weird, especially when you're racing. It's easy for us to watch this and comment on what they're doing. But in Dustplume's side, I can imagine they were like, felt really behind and then just started kind of making a few missteps here and there because they felt behind.
And it's easy to have that happen.
Yeah, and this is quite the party to bring. Like, this is a pretty risky party, in my opinion. Depending on what the fighter had. I assume the fighter had some sort of ridiculous malice that just is unacceptable to bring
Thief
the fighter.
weapons.
Yeah. So, thief weapons, like what we talked about before. So, we're running a 3-man party. Didn't bring the black belt along. I mean, it was quite the risk. Didn't work out so well this time, but sometimes, you know, if you take a risk like this, you can be rewarded handsomely for said risk. And Guardian Marcus here hanging out with us. How's it going?
Not too bad. A little surprised with the placement I finished because I felt like I had some rough moments there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with entrance 4 is you can always feel like you're having rough moments. You know, you always never feel great about anything that you're doing because, I don't know, every time I do entrance 4, I feel like I'm always finding progression at the last possible dungeon I go into, which both of you guys did that. I think both of you went into ordeals as like the last possible place you could go to get that floater out of there, so...
Yeah. And then bouncing out the first time kind of really felt bad.
Yeah. So yeah, Dustbloom making it past Carry 2 now. Is going to head to Kraken 2, but tell us a little bit about your run. Just overall, how did you feel about everything?
Not too bad. I felt pretty good that I was checking a lot of places early on. But yeah, there was just a few, you know, my routing wasn't the best. Could use some adjustments. And then getting the rod and going in there just to find out the next room or the second next room is, you know, cube locked. It's like, oh great. There's a lot of resetting out of a lot of entrances.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty comical. You know, after all that, you know, getting the rod out of the adamant turn or whatever the rod, wherever it was, eventually having to go back and then it being the cube locked. That's so bad. But man, check over on Dustbloom's side. We've got a solo white mage taking on Kraken. We got Harm Force coming out for days. Hopefully gonna take Kraken down so we can bring everybody back to life. Tornado coming out doing 60 damage. Not a lot of damage, but the Harm 4 also not doing much damage here. 91. It feels like a fade roll there. Cure 4 is going to come out. Gonna do enough to bring our white mage back to full health. Let's get this Harm 4 out.
Oh.
98 will do it. Brings everybody, or at least gets us out of here. We got life at level 1, so yes, we're going to bring everybody back to life.
Heck yeah.
That has got to be a huge wave of relief there for Dustbloom.
That was a big win against Kraken right there, because you did not want to get ejected out and have to come back further, especially when you start seeing that people are finishing around you. That, more than anything, is like just the worst feeling. It's like you're in there, you're in the dungeon, you're like, okay, I'm doing okay, I'm getting to the final dungeon, and then you start seeing scores pop up on the board, and you're like, please no.
Yeah, that was a real good adjustment on Dustbloom's side.
Yeah.
Able to get through that battle. I mean, that was very impressive. So yeah, this is, you know, you did a couple of duck derbies, right, Guardian? And now we're here doing the Platypus thing.
Yep. Actually got lucky and finished second on the very first one I did. So if I give some, you know, for the ducks, when you're doing entrance, I mean, maybe this is confirmation bias, but I always find there's a lot of, you find the fiends a lot of times in those cardia aisles, just like today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about this before. Like, at one point, we had seen most entrances, and we hadn't seen any fiends yet. And we were like, man, where are these fiends going to be? And yeah, like, most of them ended up in those cardia islands. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare, too. Oh, nuke. Man,
this Tia's not messing around. Huge absorb.
Oh, God.
And there goes the thief. Unfortunately, we're back to... All right, we're going to cure 3 up. We got to get that thief back up. Nope.
Well, they do have Maza.
Ain't gonna do much.
Doing something. They could potentially chip away at this. Like, the biggest concern I have is the fact that they're not fully evaded.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, a hit like that, and then if you get the nuke next time, you're a little hosed.
Yeah.
Oh, and I called it.
Yeah, the old...
And that's a DNF right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a forfeit here on
Yep.
Dustplume's side. We'll ask Dustplume if they want to join us, but I imagine after all of that may not want to talk about that run because that was pretty rough there going into Topher. But we'll see if they want to join us here.
I wonder if they forgot about life being usable in battle.
No, because I remember them. Was it you that used it? Somebody used life in battle. But I mean, a life 1, like it's not great because it only gives you 1 HP.
In battle, it'll give you up to 30.
Oh.
Yes. Because I saw it get used, and the thief got picked up at one point for 25. So I think it does the heal pot roll.
Nice.
Yeah, Dusk is gonna pass.
Yeah, Dustplume's gonna go on ahead and pass on this. So we're gonna go on ahead and get out of here then.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, any final thoughts here coming out of this race?
Just for Ducklings watching, enjoy this time. Take in everything you can, and then really enjoy the Duckling Derby. This program is absolutely amazing. Especially when you got people like Greg Leapuff, even Dark Moon. These guys have been here for a while. They know what they're talking about. So as long as you listen to them, you'll do well. And just have fun.
Yeah, I think our goal here is to train the runners, the new crop of runners, to be better than we are. So far we've been pretty good about that.
Yeah, really. every time I see the new crop of ducks post anything, I'm like, geez, these guys are really good.
Grinding me in the dirt. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So tomorrow, one last thing. Tomorrow we are going to, or I am, going to reveal our groups for the Duck Derby because we are 2 weeks away from when the Duck Derby starts. So I'm going to parse through all the signups and see what we're looking at for times and everything. Hopefully find 2 times that works great for everybody equally. And the Duck Derby should be 100% scheduled by that point. So check the Discord. If you're not in the Discord yet, join the Discord. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, click on the link for the community Discord. For those of you that are part of the Discord and part of the Duck Derby, just look out for that. I'll make sure to ping everybody, and then you guys will get your Duck Derby participant roles. And we'll have a group A and a group B, or a group 1 and group 2,
something like that.
Different pingable roles so that we're not pinging everybody for the races. And Budgemano was our last place finisher here, just finished up. The race is over as of right now. So I appreciate everybody for watching. And Dark Moon, take us out, please.
I will indeed. If you like what you saw, want to see more, feel like you might have an interest in Final Fantasy Randomizer, please come to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You'll find links to the Discord and the development Discord right on there, as well as the randomizer and resources, the link to the wiki that will take you over to wiki.FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Even more great information over on there. As far as things that are coming up, Wednesday we'll have our extra credit reveal with Luffy, who will take you through some bonus flags based on what we saw tonight and things to get you extra practice to get you good and ready for that Duck Derby in 2 weeks. Greg mentioned that signups are about done for there, so we'll have our reveal soon, showing who's going to be racing when, and we can start getting those together. And then Friday this week, very excited about this, we are starting up the first ever Final Fantasy Randomizer Presents Rando Marathon. 3 days of great randomizers. We've got Soul Blazer Randomizer, SMRPG Randomizer, Zeldas and Metroids, and just about everything that you might want to watch as far as randomizer is concerned. Some new stuff that you might not have even seen. One of my favorites is Final Fantasy IV, the Lunarian Shuffle, which is a Final Fantasy IV randomizer not a lot of people know about, but that's going to be featured there as well. Great stuff for you to watch across those 3 days with fun overnight Final Fantasy randomizer race for like 8 hours, and then an overnight archipelago block, hopefully I said that right, I'm very bad about saying that word, of a good 10 hours of just fun multi-world multiplayer randomizers. So please come check that out in support of a good cause, the Liam Foundation supporting LGBTAQ+, I did that acronym in the wrong order, but you know what I was going for, community outreach and support. So that's going to be Friday through Sunday, all day those days. Come and support us on Final Fantasy Randomizer's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Final Fantasy Randomizer, for that whole marathon. And then, of course, Monday, since Sunday is taken up, Monday will be our Week 6 reveal and the final day of the Platy party. Monday, please mark that one on your calendars, because that's traditionally not a day that we're doing stuff, but we have to do it this week because of the marathon. That will be the last of our reveals, and then I guess boot camp or Duckling Derby starts the week after that. So lots and lots of good stuff coming up. Stay tuned to Final Fantasy Randomizer's Twitch for everything that you want to watch from all of us here in the booth, plus the rest of the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. Want to thank you guys for watching, being a part of this broadcast. Hopefully you'll be a part of the community if you're not already, and we will see you guys next time.